Yesterday I tweeted out news of a story that I heard here in Philadelphia. It was about Delaware, the entire state, at 3 o'clock yesterday, declaring it too cold to have school tomorrow, which is now today, Friday. Oh my God. Jesus Christ, that's what I get for sticking my hand in the plutonium. Anyway, the entire state of Delaware yesterday declared that it's too cold to have school. Now granted, I ain't gonna lie, it is cold in this region of the country. It is 0 degrees outside right now. It's not suitable to be out in this. But if you have a jacket, a hat, a scarf, pants, you're not outside in shorts and a t-shirt, you'll manage to stay alive for 10 to 15 minutes. It's not the end of the world. But the entire state of Delaware said, no, we can't have the children go to school in this. Now, one would say, oh, it's a potential liability issue because, you don't want kids walking in this weather. It's unhealthy for them. You don't want them waiting at the bus stop in that cold weather. Ooh, brr, ooh, ooh. When did this become a thing? When did this become a thing? Because even so much into my home city right here in Philadelphia, all the Catholic schools, all the archdiocese schools canceled class today because it's too cold. Too cold for what? Are the kids being taught outside? Do they live in just shanty little, do they teach in little shanty villages that have no walls or anything? What is going on? What century is this? Are you trying to tell me that we live in the 21st century and we don't have adequate schooling facilities, that the kids can go to school on a 0 degree day and not die or have some sort of suffering or be in some sort of harm? That they can't make it to the school bus stop without dying, without suffering? That's what I don't get, because in my town here, school was held just as it normally would be. The kids just got picked up at the bus stop. Damn plutonium hand. Anyway, just got picked up at the bus stop. I saw them out there huddled at the corner. There's about 12 of them. They're dressed like it's winter time because, newsflash, it gets cold in the winter. They were dressed up like it was winter time. And I saw 12 of them there. I said, how many got on the bus? All right, 9 got on the bus because 3 of them died. But that's beside the point. Those 3 that died, they were assholes anyways. No one's going to miss them in the neighborhood. But, hey, no. Anyways, point is, no one looked like they were suffering. I'm sure the kids went through their day of school today and were just fine. Back in my day, we never canceled school. I never remember a single time school got canceled because it was just too cold. And on top of that, it makes this region look like a bunch of pussies. Pussies! Delaware, you're barely even a state as it is. Now you're known as a bunch of pussies. What do they do in Montana or Minnesota or Maine, New Hampshire, places where it gets really cold? I can tell you myself, I used to live in Wisconsin. You think it's cold here in the Northeast? This is a summer day outside in Wisconsin. Now granted, not to slight it, 0 degrees is 0 degrees. That's cold as shit. But this is one day here that it got to 0 degrees. It's kind of rare to get to something this cold here, especially in the Philadelphia area. It gets cold like this every now and then. My point being is that in Wisconsin, you will have entire weeks where you're lucky to get to 3 degrees. Entire weeks. How many of those kids die at the bus stop? How many of those, it must look like Sub-Zero Mortal Kombat fatalities at every bus stop in the wintertime in Wisconsin. No, it doesn't. They somehow manage to get their kids to school and not die. They somehow manage to build facilities, learning institutions, where you can hold class in a 0 degree or below climate and everyone can learn and have class. When did this become a thing? When did this become a thing? Because again, I grew up in the Northeast. I grew up in New Jersey. And we never had class canceled. It got to 0 degrees outside and we still went to school. I remember it sucking at the bus stop. I can't say it was fun or anything like that. But on top of that, another thing that gets overlooked, like when an entire state like Delaware decides to say, oh, sorry, there's no class tomorrow. What do all the parents do that have to work jobs, that have to all of a sudden now find a babysitter, now find some sort of daycare for the kids, or have to take the day off? They have to use a sick day at work, or just take an unpaid leave of work. What do those people do, Delaware? You cunts! Anyway. But not to be fair, I mean, you know, just to be fair, it's more places than Delaware. Like I said, the Archdiocese schools here in Philadelphia canceled class today. A lot of schools are having 2-hour delayed openings, which I don't see a big deal with doing that. I guess that's a bit more suitable. At least get it above 0 degrees outside. Give time for that. But when did this become a thing? Like, I was tweeting that out last night or yesterday, and people were saying, oh yeah, our schools are canceled here, canceled there, canceled here. Someone in Georgia told me their school was canceled because it's too cold. What? What? Are you kidding me? What? What did it get to 32? Oh, Jesus, Christmas trees. Anyways, when did this become a thing? And is school canceled in your part of the America, and where are you at? Or if abroad, like in Europe or wherever you're watching this, when it gets really cold, do they ever cancel school? Ever? Because again, back in my day, we walked to the bus stop in 0 degree temperatures and we dealt with it. Anyway. Apparently, the kids in my school, my town here, they walked to the bus stop and had no problem getting to school. So what the hell happened to all these other places like Delaware, which is south of Philadelphia and a little bit warmer, spared just a few degrees, but in principle, still a few degrees warmer. Yet the entire state had to cancel school. An entire state! When have you ever heard that before? The literal entire state. Look, I'll put a headline on the screen in case you think I'm making it up. See? Anyway. It gets cold in the winter, people. It gets cold. I'm sorry if you didn't know that yet, but it gets cold in the wintertime. Anyways, yeah, you guys aren't the problem. It's the school boards and the people like, I don't want to get sued. We don't want to get sued if little Jimmy freezes on the corner waiting for the bus. Calm down. Little Jimmy's going to get to school just fine. Just make sure mom and dad don't put him in a shirt and a t-shirt and shorts and he'll be fine. Have a good day, everyone. And stay warm. It's seriously brutally cold out here in the Northeast and for a lot of the country. I mean, even Miami. Miami got into it was like the low 40s. Suck it, South Beach. Suffer with all of us. Have a good day, everyone.